Okay, everyone, you know who it is. It's your amiable point man and Anidumaka, administrative assistant at Unity in Service, where people need people. And I know I've said this, but I will always do it. I welcome you in to our interview for today as I speak to one of the speakers for our upcoming Entrepreneurs Living the Dream Speakers Conference 2025, Micheal Jaspan. Thank you so much, sir, for honoring our invite, and I look forward to our interview today.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here, Ann. Thank you.
Thank you. And without further ado, I'm going to shake it a little bit. And my first question today is, why did you choose to say yes to be a part of Entrepreneurs Living the Dream Speakers Conference?
Well, I'm a Philadelphian guy, and one of our famous founding fathers in Philadelphia, named Benjamin Franklin, said these many words, these 9 words, excuse me, many years ago. And what he said was, an investment in knowledge always pays the best interest.
Mhm. I know it does. That's the first time I'm hearing something so profound. Well, I get to tell someone I learned something today. So, that was actually very short and concise regarding your saying yes to this. And I'm so curious to know what you do to serve humanity because I know that you are a global strategist, but as far as anything beyond that, I'm stumped, and I know our viewers are also going to be curious to know what you do to serve humanity.
Sure, Ann. Well, first of all, let me begin with a observation, and this is something that we all need to be very cognizant of, and that is, did you know that Americans spend nearly 4 hours every day thinking about money?
I
Four
don't know.
hours a day they think about money.
If you were to ask me, I would say I spend 24 hours a day thinking about money.
Well, the idea is that another thing, did you know 30% of all consumers between the ages of 61 to 65 are considering delaying their retirement for similar reasons?
No, I didn't know the percentage was that big.
Yeah. And then finally, did you know only 1 in 500 health insurance claims that are denied are ever appealed? What does this
No.
mean? What is this all about? It means that many people just take what they're given and they don't realize that there are numerous ways that they can actually appeal health claims, for example, and there are numerous roads to achieve financial freedom and financial independence. So,
Mm.
my passion, my purpose, the reason why I'm speaking here today is to help people know that I am a financial strategist and we don't use a cookie cutter approach because everybody has their own unique financial fingerprint. So they may have a different background, they may have a different future, they may have dealt with certain issues that are unique to them and their situations. And consequently, as a result of all this, we have to take these considerations into mind. And while we may look and see that some people have similar backgrounds and they're common denominators, they are, in fact, individual. And we look at that in a very holistic manner. And what we do is we want to answer the question. And I'll ask that question for you right now, which I like to help everybody with because it's very open-ended, it's very unassuming. And that is, tell me a little bit about your financial situation. Where are you
Mm.
currently and where would you like to go? And then
I don't know where I want to
I want to
be.
listen. I want to hear them. Because you know what, Ann? A lot of people today are not having effective communication. What do I mean
Mm.
by that? Well, somebody speaks and they say whatever it is they have to say, and the other person is not really listening. They're not hearing what is spoken. Instead, they're waiting for that person to stop and take a breath, and then the
So
other
they can
person
reply.
speaks, and they go back and forth for 15 or 20 minutes ago, and they walk away both feeling they said what they had to say, but in fact, nobody actually is communicating. So it's
Yeah.
very, very important. And it's a skill set that most people can improve upon, including myself, is to
Mhm.
ask a question, such as the one that I just mentioned, and intently listen to what it is they say. And the only time
Yes.
you really want to follow up on that is if you don't understand what they're saying and you need a little clarification, or if there's something that you want to just reframe back to them so you're on the same page, and then you can offer some help. You see, most life is all the same. It's a zero
Yes.
sum game. Somebody's
Yeah.
going to win, and
And
conversely,
someone is
somebody's
going to
not
lose.
going to win.
I
And
like how you put it. You put it to us that communication is a two-way street. I get it a lot of times when people they don't actively listen, they just passively listen, and everybody's just listening to reply, more or less about listening to understand where the other person is coming from, how best to understand what that person is saying before they then reply. I have this thing with my friends where I say, if you must reply and you don't know what to say in that instance, it's okay to take a breather. It's okay to calm down, but better yet, you are able to reply adequately. I know that while working and asking that questions, you may have come up to big wins, but I'm curious to know what your biggest win has been while helping people understand where they are financially and helping them get to be where they want to be financially as well. What has been your biggest win?
well, let me give you an example, if I may. And one case comes to mind where somebody who was up in years told a family member, a loved one, that they didn't want any heroic measures. They didn't want to be hooked up to a ventilator or have all sorts of machines and really not have any quality of life.
Mm,
And when that happened, then there was a situation where they had a plug that was pulled. They pulled the plug.
mm.
Another family member said, you just killed a loved one. You killed a family member because they didn't understand that this was the wish that
Of
was
the
presented
one.
by the person who wanted to
Yeah.
pass away on their own terms and in their own way. And when later revisiting that and saying, well, these were those wishes in writing
Yeah.
from the deceased person, this is what
Hmm.
they wanted and that's what they did. But think about
Yes.
that. How is that to process something that's very, very personal and very, very difficult to do something like that? It's very courageous, but others
Yes.
may not understand because, again, communication is so important as we
It
discussed.
is. Yes, it is. I know that you gave us a little bit of insight into what you do by way of your question. You may have thought that question to be so brief and concise, but it was actually very eye-opening because I've been able to understand better yet what you do as a financial strategist. I've been able to understand that for you to come to the conclusions that you come to, it's more holistic than just giving everyone a template. Here, take this, feel this, and then yeah, this is where you fall on that. No, everything is put in for everyone specifically. I would like to ask, as my final ask in this podcast interview, do you have any other contact information or any offer for our listeners that you would like to share with them?
Well, I do offer a strategy session to anybody who would like to discuss their situation. There is never any obligation, there's no pressure. You can't buy anything. I just want
Mm,
people to be able to express themselves, get things off their chest, and inquire. And I believe in the team approach. So I have team partners
mhm.
who specialize in taxes and proactive tax planning strategies, financial strategies where we can
Okay.
dual purpose money, meaning you can make money in one place and at the same time put that money to work at a second place as well.
I know how people are wondering this strategy session, is it for free? Where can they get it? You know, how many hours is it? Is it a 30-minute strategy session? let's have more information so that they can follow up on this offer.
Yes, it would be a 30-minute period. And the best thing to do would be to reach me at safemoneyadvisory.com. That's SAF as in Frank, E as in Echo, money, MONEY, advisory, ADVISORY.com.
Wonderful.
Safemoneyadvisory.com.
So you heard it here, guys. You can get a 30 minutes free strategy session at safemoneyadvisory.com. You're also going to find the details in the description of this video. So I implore you, do well to check the description box for more goodies. I want to say thank you for everyone who has stuck with us to the end of this interview session. It was such a pleasure to have you, Micheal Jaspan, and I look forward to hearing you speak at Atlanta. And once more, my people of God, people everywhere, far and wide, I know it goes without saying, but what are you doing? Have you gotten a ticket? If you haven't, then I know you should get one, because just as how financial strategist Micheal Jaspan has been able to ask you such a thought-provoking question, more and more await you in person in Atlanta. So see you guys at our next video. Thank you so much for joining us. We've had a ball. We've had a time. Thank you. Thank you.